I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm listening to Benjamin Dixon. His video just came up, and he's talking about Kanye West with somebody. And they played a clip of Kanye West talking about slavery. You know, how's it going to be like so many hundreds of black people, being controlled by like 3 or 12 white people? That don't make sense. You know, he was saying slavery was an option. You know, they wanted it because they didn't fight back. And I remember, though it's a cartoon, I remember Boondocks, the character Riley Freeman saying, you know, I wish somebody would have tried. You know, we got all these people against just a few white people, then, you know, we're going to win. It's like hundreds of us, just a little bit of y'all. So I'm like, okay, all right. So and a lot of people out there do have this mentality, and they have it. Some of you probably like, well, if you outnumber somebody, you know, there's like 3 in that family and there's like 200 on the field and you're getting roasted and beaten and humiliated, then yeah, you know, fighting back shouldn't be too hard. Okay. I could go into a long thing about why they didn't fight back. I could go over some economics. I can go over a lot of things, but I'm going to liken it to today. Actually, I think that's the best way. Okay. Like here goes. Just putting it out there, just throwing it out there. Examples. Cops are killing unarmed people in droves. Okay. Mass school shootings. Okay. Big pharma pushing pills that are massively addictive and people get hooked and they die. Subprime mortgage and whatnot, housing bubble bursting and all kinds of stuff. So people who owe 1 cent on their mortgage get thrown out because they can't find the penny, and they probably wouldn't even take that penny anyway. People shooting themselves because they don't want to be thrown out of their home that they've had for generations. There are people who they are thrown out into the streets from hospitals because they're sick. They don't have the insurance to stay in the hospital room, so the hospital kick them out into the cold streets, and soon the hot, burning streets, whether it's night or day. There are people, no money. I mean, they ain't all right. They ain't in poverty, but they're working. They're making minimum wage, and they're barely scraping by. You've got people, millennials and whatnot. I guess I might be in that category. I don't know. I'm 42, but I mean, I've been adjusting slowly and steadily with the times, and yet there are millennials out there that are, rooming together and putting up false walls to divide the rooms to make it an extra room. I mean, you've got the 99% that protested Wall Street and whatnot, and they got pepper sprayed, detained, attacked, and imprisoned. So you've got 99% of America. I mean, that was the whole point. You know, it's figurative. It might be 98, but 99% of America. And I mean, there's probably 380,000 people in United States of America versus just, in comparison, a handful of wealthy people. You've got Washington, D.C., which, I mean, really, do you really think anyone there, and they're all like 72 and up, you think they're really going to be able to fight us all? So why don't we just, I mean, we marched on the White House, didn't we? Weren't there over 1 million people that marched the White House? Weren't there 1 million people that marched down the streets for women's rights? Weren't there marches down the street for against gun violence? Wasn't there marches down the street for so many things? Why hasn't one massive group, and might I add, there's people getting ran over in the streets because Charlottesville. Come on. I mean, come on. Why hasn't no one attacked? Why has no one? There could have been hundreds of thousands of people that stormed Washington, just took it. Why not? Because right now, Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill, that is the last plantation house. And the slave-filled workers is everybody that is working. And everyone who can't work, but they're still a part of the system somehow. You're a statistic, or you're on the street to get killed, something. You're starving, you're hurting. You are a statistic. You are a part of this. And those who are middle class, you're skimping by, aren't you? So why hasn't millions of people stormed government buildings, taken it back, and said, we're going to hold new elections and we're going to do this the right way? Why not? It's the same, isn't it? I mean, come on now. You've got these wealthy people that gives the money to the politicians who want the money. And I mean, there's no corruption. These politicians want the money. They don't want to be you. So you've got a handful of people dictating hundreds of thousands of people. So I'm just saying, why not? And honestly, there's more than 300 and some thousand people in the United States. I mean, actually it's 300 some million, but I'm just saying, 300 some thousand, that's a small number. That's not even my city, but I'm just saying 300 some thousand people controlled by just a handful of people. And if they aren't going to do anything, and if you get 1 million people to march and you've got roughly 398,864,000 plus people in the United States of America, why are they not charging these capitals? Now, I don't have the answers for you. I don't. These are answers I don't have. You have to find it yourself, individually, or as a group, or as your little clusters, no matter what you are. Okay, no matter what group you are, religious, political, social, furry, futanati, or a small little white supremacist, small little black supremacist, small little Mexican or Asian supremacist, or whatever the fuck little group you're in, okay? Why hasn't it happened? You have to ask yourself that question. Why have we not stormed the gates? So if 380 some thousand people can't do it, and damn sure 300 or 480 some million people can't do it, then, and this, I mean, that's way more ratio than slaves. Slaves, I mean, it was like a family of 3 to 12, and you had 200 to 400 slaves. I mean, come on. Because nobody, I guess I can give this answer. Nobody wants to get shot. Nobody wants to get killed. You know, when you storm the buildings, that there's going to be some serious consequences, and you'd rather suffer in your life than to change your life. That's the only answer I can give. I mean, we can fight with politics. We can do that, but how? How can we fight with politics? Somebody answer that. I'm curious. How can we get change through politics? Because politics ain't going to make it. I guarantee that. It ain't made it in 40 years. And it's been rigged that we're all mentally enslaved to be in one of two parties. So politics isn't going to change it. Being angry on the internet isn't going to change it. Indoctrinating your family into your political or religious sect is not going to change it. And you being very aware of what's happening definitely sure as fuck ain't gonna change it. You just know what the hell you're not changing. So find a way. Put it down here. Enlighten me. Enlighten Cedric Kennedy. Let him know what is going on to change. To get some actual physical change in the next, I'm gonna say this, in the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, what is going to happen that is going to affect change in that amount of time? And not one answer needs to be Trump won't be there, because this shit was here way before Trump became president. And it's going to be here after Trump is president. I wish I had answers, but honestly, all of the United States has defeated me over and over again when it comes to rationality in terms of change. So right now, let me know. Defeat me. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong. Prove me wrong, people. Prove me wrong. How do we get change? Tell me. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.